If you feel stuck, like no matter what you do, money just doesn't stay, it's not random, it's not luck, it's your daily habits. Most people think their financial situation is caused by their job, their boss, or the economy. But in reality, what you do every single day quietly shapes your future. Small actions, repeated daily, become patterns, and those patterns become your life. At first, it's not obvious. You don't notice anything wrong. You're just living normally, spending a little here, wasting a little time there, avoiding something uncomfortable. It feels harmless. But over time, these small decisions start adding up. Every day, money comes in and money goes out. But if you're not paying attention, you lose control. And when you lose control over your money, you lose control over your direction. Most people don't track their spending. They don't know how much they spend, where it goes, or why it disappears so quickly. They rely on memory, and memory is unreliable. Small purchases feel insignificant in the moment, but repeated over time, they become a serious leak. And the dangerous part is this: because nothing feels like a big mistake, nothing gets fixed. At the same time, comfort becomes a daily habit. You wake up, check your phone, scroll for a bit, then a bit more. Then you delay starting something important. You tell yourself you'll do it later, and later turns into tomorrow, and tomorrow turns into next week. Comfort feels safe, it feels easy, but comfort is expensive. Every hour you spend avoiding effort is an hour you're not building your future, and time is something you never get back. While you're staying comfortable, someone else is learning. Someone else is improving. Someone else is building something that will pay them later. That's the difference. Then comes another problem: not investing in skills. Most people stay exactly the same for years. Same knowledge, same abilities, same mindset. And then they wonder why their income doesn't change. Income grows when value grows. If you can solve bigger problems, you get paid more. If you have rare skills, you become valuable. But if you stay the same, your income stays limited. Learning is uncomfortable. It requires effort. It requires focus. And that's exactly why most people avoid it. But the people who lean into that discomfort are the ones who move forward. Then there's short-term thinking. Most people make decisions based on what feels good now, not what will benefit them later. They spend instead of investing. They choose entertainment over growth. They look for quick results instead of long-term progress. But money rewards patience. The people who win financially are the ones who think long-term. They delay gratification. They make decisions today that will benefit them months or even years from now. And then comes one of the biggest risks: relying on a single source of income. If you only have one income, you are dependent, completely. If something happens, you lose your job, your income drops, or something unexpected occurs, everything stops. That's why multiple income streams matter, even small ones, because they give you stability, and stability gives you freedom. But most people never build them because they are too focused on surviving in the present. And then there's the most dangerous habit of all: blaming everything except yourself. It's easy to blame the system, the economy, other people, bad luck. And sometimes those things are real. But blaming removes control. Because if everything is someone else's fault, then nothing is in your hands. And if nothing is in your hands, nothing changes. The moment you take responsibility, everything shifts. Because now you can act. Now you can improve. Now you can build. And that's where everything starts to change. At first, it's small. You start paying attention to your money. You notice where it goes. You make small adjustments. You reduce waste. You become more intentional. Then you start using your time differently. Less distraction, more focus. You begin learning something useful, a skill, something that can actually create value. At the beginning, it feels slow. You don't see big results. But something important is happening. You are building momentum. And then one day, you get your first result. Maybe it's small. Maybe it's your first money earned outside of your main income, but it changes everything. Because now you have proof. Proof that you can create income. Proof that you're not stuck. And once you see that, your mindset shifts. You stop doubting as much. You start taking more action. You begin repeating what works. You improve. You refine. And slowly, your income starts growing. Not because of luck, but because of consistency. You start thinking differently about money. You don't just spend, you allocate. You don't just react, you plan. You begin to understand that money is a tool, and when used correctly, it creates more opportunities. Then you discover something even more powerful: systems. Instead of doing everything manually, you start building processes. Things that work even when you're not actively working. Content that keeps getting views. Skills that keep bringing clients. Digital products that keep selling. Now your income is no longer limited by your time. And that's when things really start to change. You feel less pressure, less stress, more control. Because you're no longer dependent on a single source. You have options. You have flexibility. You have stability. And over time, that builds confidence. Not loud confidence, not fake confidence, real confidence. The kind that comes from knowing you can handle things. You look back at where you started, confused, uncertain, reactive, and you realize how much has changed. Not overnight, not instantly, but step by step, through small daily actions, through better habits, through consistent effort. And that's the truth most people miss. It's not one big decision that changes your life. It's the small ones, repeated daily. Most people will watch something like this and feel motivated for a moment and then go back to their old habits. But a few people will actually change something. They'll start tracking. They'll start learning. They'll start acting. And those people will build a completely different future. You don't need to change everything today. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to start. One habit, one improvement, one decision. Because your life is not defined by what you do once. It's defined by what you do every day. And if you change your daily actions, you change your future. So start now.